Everyone, I wanted to get things started. For those who don't know, I'm Jim, and there's my wife Karen. We're Liza's parents. I want to welcome everyone today. I see family, some old friends, and many new faces. But we want to welcome everyone to Jeremy and Liza's special day. They say speeches are like skirts, short enough to make things interesting, but long enough to cover the essentials. This one will be short. I want to say how beautiful our daughter is today and how proud we are of her. I want to welcome Jeremy's parents, Rod and Marcy. You've raised a very kind and fine young man, and I'm glad to have him as a son-in-law. Today has been an emotional day. From the moment I saw Liza in her gown, then when we walked down the aisle, I'm not ashamed to say I had a huge lump in my throat. And when we walked into the reception area and I was handed the food bill, I had real tears in my eyes. Just kidding. Having a successful marriage is falling in love with the same person many times over. Today is only the beginning for Liza and Jeremy. May you both grow old together and make each other truly happy. Let's toast to newlyweds. And go Astros.
All right, I'm Zach. I'm Jeremy's older, not the oldest, but the older brother. I'm going to make mine a little short and sweeter. For Jeremy and Liza, please take a look around the room. These are all your families and friends who love you. Just take it in. This day is going to go by really fast, but all these people here love y'all. So, congratulations to Jeremy and Liza on y'all's new marriage. So, one more word. Jeremy, being recently married for the last 2 months, I've learned a lot. When you're right, you're wrong. And when you're wrong, get ready for the earful. So may Liza and Jeremy, may y'all's marriage be full of love and joy. Cheers.
I'm sorry to say, but if speeches are like skirts, then I'm Amish. It's what I do. You know, Liza being a writer, she understands, and not saying I'm the same, but it's what we do. For those of you who don't know, I'm Rodney Linhart. I'm Jeremy's oldest brother. I am his wisdom. I am his protector. I am the cheek pincher, as he'll tell you all. And before I say anything, I want to let's hear it for Liza's parents, Mr. and Mrs. Winkler, for this wonderful party. This is it's beautiful, it's fantastic, and we thank you all for having this for all of us, especially for Jeremy and Liza. I also want to recognize just my parents, Rod and Marcy Linhart. Thank you all for all that y'all have done. Y'all done a lot to make sure that this day is special for these two, and I just want to thank y'all. This is fantastic. So going back to what I was saying before, as the oldest of three, I know people will say there's a lot to being the oldest. You know, there's a lot of perks, but lest we forget about being the baby of the family. Baby brother Jeremy, mom's precious angel. I've been living in his world for a little over 26 years now. And though some of you may scoff, there's definitely to have truly lived with this kid is to understand this sentiment. The world of Jeremy, always innocent. Innocent from wrongdoing. He's either too cute or too sweet or too little. I don't think this kid was ever spanked. My parents said they did. I never saw it. I saw Zachary get spanked, and he saw me, and it was usually around the same time. But Jeremy, not so much. I think for him, spankings were ice cream trips. Zach and I, we had to share a Nintendo game system. Jeremy got a Sega Genesis. He got the Power Wheel that was on everybody's wish list when we were kids. And I wish I could have that little car that he got that, I didn't. I think this guy has truly sat in every suite in that greater Houston area. Thank you, Jake. And it's not an exaggeration. He runs into the right people. They invite him to everything. I think there was that time you were invited to take a limo to a Taylor Swift concert, and y'all pretty much sat close enough where I think she sat on your lap, right?
There were 4 seats that you couldn't actually,
Oh, floor seats. What a loser. That's unbelievable. Anyway. And if that's not were enough, I 2 separate occasions I was there when he was crowned both homecoming king and prom king. How sickening is that? You know when you're dating someone around that time like I was, and your brother keeps being crowned, and I'm sitting there like, hey, our office just got new glossy ream paper. It's very tough. He's been to places you want to go. He's been a part of things you want to be a part of. Most recently, I had to turn down playoff tickets because I, as a hard worker, had to work. And about 2 hours later, I get a text message from him from the Crawford box seat view pick. Look where I am. Look where my boss gave me tickets to go. How often does that happen? Doesn't happen to me. When you all add it up, it can make you bitter if you let it. It's stupid Power Wheel. But really, when you think about it, when you look at the kid behind the perks, when you face reality, you quickly realize it's no coincidence. It's not luck. It's not just about being the baby. When you stop and consider who he is as a person, as a brother, as a son, as a friend, there is nothing good that comes his way that isn't a reflection of the person he is, the way he treats others, or the size of his heart. Dilly. I can remember I can remember as kids, me and Zach, we would get into disagreements on sports or on chores or on a Tuesday, and we'd look for anything to give us favor. We'd exhaust our efforts, and we'd both turn to Jeremy for the nail in the coffin point. We'd go, tell him, Jeremy. And then the response would be, well, actually, y'all both really have good points y'all are trying to make. It's not really quite the hammer you were thinking you were really wielding. But it's not that he was non-committal. He was just thinking about both his brothers and their points, and considering our feelings and trying to solve the problem and making us better. That's who he is, and that's the way he's been from page 2. That's the way he's been his whole life, for as long as he could talk, and I admire that. I admire that so much, especially today. I admire him, and I find that significant because it's easier to admire those who are older than you, who have come before you, and they've been there, they've grown into a person you respect, and they help you to understand things you haven't experienced yet. But to see those same traits in someone younger, whose character and compassion surpass their years, to see that in someone 6 years younger than you, to see that in someone who you watched grow in front of your eyes, and a person that you seek approval from, that's pretty incredible. And that's Jeremy. So this world of his that I've lived in and all that he's enjoyed is really a reflection of who he is. A fun person that people enjoy being around, and that's how you get crowned and invited to things. A responsible person that people can count on, resulting in your boss giving you tickets to a World Series game or a playoff game. A good person that people can look to for help, and a respectable being that you can't help but admire. You're never really jealous of your accomplishments or perks that come your way. I mean, how could you? He is the epitome of the person who you say with sincerity couldn't happen to a nicer guy. So I guess I'm not really living in his world, but a world made better because of him. And so you see it in these things that he does, and you see it in his friends, and you see it in the relationships he has with them, and of course you see it in the woman that he stands next to, and the person he'll be spending the rest of his life with. Today is obviously a special day. Hi, Audrey. The baby of the family is getting married, and we couldn't be happier for both of you in this new life you embark on together. To the groom, baby brother, from the moment I've held you to this very spot where we stand, it's been a blessing to have grown up with you, and I'm so proud of the person you are. Seeing you as happy as you are today, standing next to your bride, is all we, Mom, Dad, me and Zach and I, and all of us could have hoped for. And I know how important she is to you. Always take care of her and love her the way you do right now, if not more. I know how happy you are today and beyond thrilled for you. And to the bride, Liza, hi, sweetheart. Liza, to you I say welcome officially to the family. As my dad alluded to last night, I know we can be a lot to take in. But you keep coming back, and so I tip my cap to you. Seeing how happy my brother is in this moment, I'm glad you did. And so we welcome you with open arms. You two, like myself, are the firstborn, number one. That makes us special and connected in the years spent watching over and taking care of our little brothers. That's always been our duty, and as you stand next to the man who is now your husband, you're also standing next to my baby brother. Please take care of him. Although he's gotten better, or I wrote better, I can't believe I wrote that. Although he's gotten better about it, don't let him eat an entire bag of candy for lunch. Be an open ear for him to vent about sports, and though I'm not going anywhere, from an older brother to an older sister, please take care of him and love him each and every day. Always support and love and respect one another. With that, there's nothing you can't do. Jeremy and Liza, I can't tell you how happy I am for you today, and I believe everyone in this room can join me in saying we can't wait to see what this new wonderful life together has in store for you. And so I raise my glass and I ask you all to do the same. Congratulations to Jeremy and Liza. Dilly, 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 dilly.
Well, now I got to follow up with that. Mine's a lot shorter. All right, so Liza, Jeremy, I met you later, so you're going to come up later in this speech. You have been one of my nearest and dearest friends for a very long time, since middle school. Through thick and thin, even whenever we liked the same boy at one point. Nothing could separate you and I. So though time and distance has sometimes gotten in the way, we've always been able to pick up right where we've left off. I have valued your true and genuine friendship, and that we bring out the wildest but best in each other. Now, when Jeremy came around, everything got a little bit better. Liza, we became closer, as our significant others did as well. After just a few times of spending time with you and Jeremy, Davis and I both knew that he was the one for you. Jeremy, even though I didn't know you for that long, you blew me away with your kindness when you helped with things here and there at my wedding, and I am now so glad that it's my turn to return the favor. But it was that moment of seeing your sense of selflessness that I was so happy that Liza had you. And when I found out that you two were engaged, my mouth dropped, and I was so happy. So the two of you complete each other in ways that you may not even know yet. There is such love and joy between the two of you that I am sure everyone can see when you two are together or talking about one another. My only advice to y'all is to keep God first, and keep communication is key. I love you both and wish you forever happiness.
Oh, thank you. Good evening. For those of you who don't know me, I am Samantha, one of Liza's oldest friends. I'm going to keep it short so you can watch the Astros game. I grew up with Liza Lou, and when I say we grew up together, I mean exactly that. We lived on the same street from the time that we were in diapers till a couple years into elementary school. We made butter sandwiches with candy, opened our own restaurant in her sandpit, and played in the street until the street lights came on. One time, her dad even tried to blow us up with fireworks. The years passed and our friendship grew stronger until the Winklers decided to move to this faraway land called Cyprus. We maintained our friendship through play dates, swim parties, and sleepovers at Liza's super cool new house. We spent lots of our time playing in 64, running through the woods in her backyard, and messing with her younger brother, Trevor. Sorry. Years later, my family decided to move to that faraway land, and we found ourselves not only at the same high school, but also on the same drill team. Liza's carefree attitude and bubbly personality is infectious, and she has been a constant ray of sunshine in my life. From the first time I met Jeremy, I could tell how much fun he and Liza always had together. They are endlessly laughing and always willing to find new adventures together. It's easy to find conversations with Jeremy because he instantly treats everyone he meets like he's known them forever. Jeremy is honestly one of the most kind-hearted and genuine guys I've ever met. And now it's time for him to be the man who will forever bring sunshine to Liza's life. I have all the faith in the world that Jeremy will do an excellent job of just that. So, here's to a life filled with happiness together.
Thank you. Make me cry.
I'll make this quick because I know more people are now starting to watch the game. So I know you are. I'm just going to keep it short and sweet, but I just really want to thank everyone for coming out. You don't know how much this means to us to have you guys here. And, you know, it's everyone here that's surrounding us. That you're part of the reason we're together. You've helped us in some way, and you've been an example in some way that you've gotten us to where we are in our life. So we just can't thank you guys enough for being out here. And I really just hope you have a great time. You know, be safe and go Stros.